I know that everyone here in this minyan knows that half a year ago we embarked in a project of writing a Sefer Torah. We decided to call it the October 8th Torah. October 8th Torah is the day that we woke up to a new reality, is a day when we realize who are our friends are not, that the same Israel that was devastated the 7 came back to life little by little, and 2 years later we are still in that struggle, but we understand that we are back. And we decided to write a Torah, which obviously is the same text, but a different spirit. The Torah will be written in different countries where people from the Torah came from. The Torah will be also written, God willing, between the 8th and the 13th of March in several places that were marked on October 7th and October 8th and are still being marked. For example, kibbutzim that were devastated. For example, meeting in the Druze village that Hezbollah killed 11 Druze kids playing soccer just in a shot. So we go and give strength and the value of compassion. We will find words of Torah that speak about compassion. We will write Torah. We write Torah with people that lost family members and give them hope too. And then one day, God willing, March 8th, in this place, the Torah will come back, President will install the Torah, and that project will come to an end, but it also will begin because so many kids will be bar mitzvah there and baby namings and brises. Like the Sofer told me yesterday night, every time he finished a book, it's like he finished that he's presenting another kid, a son, a daughter to the congregation. So I will introduce him now, our Sofer and dear friend and Rabbi Sebastian Grimberg, and I was trying to link the Parsha of the week to the job of a Sofer. You know, in the Parsha we just read, Moshe reminds us that our relationship with God is built not only through the great, dramatic mitzvot, but also for those that may seem small. According to Rashi says the following: those little mitzvot may look like trample underfoot, but they are columns in our identity. The message is clear. Faithfulness in the details sustains the entire spiritual structure. A sofer, a scribe, lives that true every day. Every letter counts. If even one letter is broken, you already know, or missing, the entire book becomes invalid. This is the Parsha of the week in action, because the seemingly small mitzvah is in fact the backbone. A sefer grows letter by letter, and Jewish life grows act by act by act. I remember one day, we are privileged in Beit Torah to have the class, we call it Introduction to Judaism, which actually is a class where people who want to convert to the Jewish faith can experience it. And one of the first classes where we try to say, something in Argentina called chocolate bariloche. You know what chocolate bariloche, Nestor, you know? Chocolate bariloche, yes? It's good, no? You like it? It's very good. Now, you enjoy the chocolate if you have a piece one day, a piece that, if you take the entire box of it's an ishgit. Same with Judaism, no? When people come say, I saw Hashem, I want to keep all the mitzvot. Despacito. 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 Do it despacito. No? Once you do it despacito, one day you say, this is a sea of knowledge, a sea of passion, a sea of compassion. Despacito. Läuft nicht. Despacito. So the Torah is written despacito. It takes kind of 10 months, 12 months, but letter by letter, like the Parsha says, mitzvah by mitzvah. So help me to welcome to our bime, our sofer, Rabbi Sebastian Grimberg.
Thank you, Rabbi Rojzman, and for inviting me to share some of my Torah with your community. I also want to apologize for reading my words. I prefer to speak directly, but in this moment I prefer the message will be clear. Almost 20 years ago, I began my work as a sofer, and I have been mainly dedicated to writing Sifrei Torah. In the almost 20 scrolls I have written for many communities, You can imagine I have plenty of stories and memories, meeting new communities, learning their unique ways, interacting with their members. But for sure, what I enjoy the most in my work as a sofer is not only writing, not only I really enjoy that, but sharing this art with the people, especially with children. And let me say, yesterday, a lot of children here, so many in this community, in this school, and I really enjoy to share the experience with the children. Honestly, I fall in love again and again with their faces of wonder when they see that the Torah is still, now today, written by hand with a quill, stroke by stroke, letter by letter, word by word, as our Rabbi said, until all 245 columns of a Sefer Torah are complete. And of course, how can they not be surprised, the children and even the adults, when the most popular questions for the sofer are, listen, why don't you just print it? Where do you get the patience to do the same thing along the time, again and again, for so long? The children cannot realize or cannot understand that. And of course, the idea that if a letter is missing, 600,000 letters, if one letter is missing for a child, it's now so big deal. Who will notice that? But here is where the truth is very different, as we know. Because we know in the Torah, not even one single letter can be missing or extra. The text must be perfect, exactly as it was given, so it can be passed down to the next generation without any change. Because as the Torah is a single complete unit, we learn in our parasha Ekev that says, Kol ha-mitzvah asher anochi metzavcha hayom tishmerun la'asot. All the commandment which I command you today, you shall be careful to do. Listen again. All the commandment, singular, which I command you today, you shall be careful to do. The Midrash Tanhuma notes that it doesn't say all the commandments, but all the commandment. This teaches us that every mitzvah should be done completely, to start it and to finish it, to put ourselves full into the mitzvah with full attention, full intention, kavanah, until we become one unit with it. This is why the last mitzvah in the Torah is to write a whole Sefer Torah with our hands at some point in our lives. The Rambam explains that even writing one single letter, or taking part in a writing project, or holding the sofer's hand while he's writing, that person is already fulfilling the whole mitzvah. Because my letter, your letter, fulfills the letter of other person. Writing a Torah completely is a communal mitzvah, not individual. My letter joins yours, so the mitzvah can be complete. In fact, writing a Torah is the highest, or one of the highest acts a community can do to become an assembly on its own day. On its own day, as it writes here in our parasha. On its own day. What that means? Vaiten Adonai Elai et shnei luchot avanim ktuvim be'etza Elohim, blah, 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 beyom akahal. And the Lord gave me the 2 tablets of stone written with the finger of God. This is the Torah. On the day of the assembly. That is the way that it's written. What day of assembly means? The Zohar explains that this was the very day the Torah was given. Writing and receiving a new Torah is like repeating that day, every day, again and again in our generation, in our century. It is the chance for a community to reach unity of spirit. That is exactly what I have felt here in this holy place at every event with every child, young person, adult, or elder who has taken part in the writing. I feel that we are all standing once again and again on Mount Sinai, being part of the congregation, of that congregation, this congregation, and the future congregations on their special day, receiving the Torah completely. So now, not only children, but everyone. How can we understand the path to become ourselves a perfect leader, being part of the Assembly's Day? How to explain to our generations in this century the concept of perfection? How can I explain to those children with big, bright eyes that a printer cannot have kavanah, intention, and the Torah must be perfect? After 20 years of activity, I understand that with words, that is impossible. So, what I do, what a software does, I just take a quill, ink, the parchment, and I let the scene speak for itself, so that the message can reach the heart when the right moment comes. Finishing, in our parasha we read the second paragraph of the Shema Israel. And there's a commentary that asks, why Shema Israel says that we should place the Torah, et hadvarim ha'ele, on your heart, al lebabecha, and not inside your heart. The answer is simple and deep. There are things that cannot be pushed inside by force. The Torah, our tradition, is one of those things. So, what shall we do? We place them upon the heart. And then, when time is right, the heart will open by itself, and the holiness will enter freely. Shabbat Shalom.